Ever since the Minecraft movie came out, people have been talking about one thing, and that is the Lava Chicken song. Now, yes, that song is very catchy, but it really inspired me to think, how can I bring some of that lava goodness into the real world? Now, obviously, I'm not about to dip some chicken into some lava because honestly, I don't have the fire protective equipment or the insurance policy to cover that. But what I can do is bring some heat. So today, we're going to be crafting a spicy, crispy, and blocky tribute to Minecraft by making the lava chicken sandwich. This is going to be spicy, but it's not going to blow your head off. And I promise you, it's going to be so delicious that Steve is going to want to do his happy crouch dance. Let's get saucy. So we're going to be making some chicken thighs, and in a bread pan, you're going to be placing some plastic wrap, and we're going to layer them down on the first layer, and we're going to be using some of what is called meat glue or moo goo. Now, this is very dangerous because if you inhale this can prevent you from breathing, so be very, very careful and wear protective equipment. Now, what moo goo does is bonds the proteins together, letting us shape your choice of meat in a shape that you want. In our case, one blocky style piece of chicken. Add the second layer of chicken, and once we're done, we will wrap it tight and place in the fridge so it can bond into a solid block. Now for the bread, we're going to be making some charcoal sandwich bread. So in a bowl, we're going to be adding some yeast, salt, warm water, hot honey, but you can use regular if you don't want any spice, chili oil, and our freshly mined coal. Add some flour. We're going to mix this very well and then dump it onto a counter and knead by hand for 10 minutes. Once this is done, you can go ahead and set it back in the container or an oiled bowl, and we're going to let this proof until it's doubled in size. After proofing, we're going to pour our dough out into the table and punch out some of that air. Then we're going to go ahead and mold it into a shape big enough to fit in our pan. To get that square look, we're going to be placing it into this pan that has a locking lid. After our dough is in our pan, we're going to place it in a 375-degree oven and bake it for 35 minutes. And just look how beautiful and delicious this looks. Now that our chicken is bonded, we will unwrap it and cut it into our cubes. Now you can season the cube if you like, but a lot of the flavor is going to come from our lava sauce. We have our 3-station fry setup, and we're going to coat our cubes, making sure that we get every single crevice for maximum crispability. Now that might not be a real word, but today it is. Once they are coated, we will place them in the fridge while we work on our cheese. Get a block of cheese and do your very best to safely cut them into square shapes to go on our sandwich. We're going to coat them the same as our chicken, and I wouldn't worry about cross-contamination since this is all going to be cooked whenever we deep fry them. We're going to fry up our chicken until it reaches an internal temperature of 165 degrees. And these chickens were so dang thick that the outside was done before the inside reached its temperature. So we're going to go ahead and throw them in the oven until they reach temp. While they finish, we're going to fry up our cheese, and I definitely should have double coated because the coating started to come off and make a big mess. But we were able to get 2 successful cheese cubes out, so that's a win for me. While we wait for our chicken to cook, we're going to go ahead and start working on our lava sauce. We're starting with our jalapenos, and I chose jalapenos because they have a great flavor and a good spice, but they won't overpower your taste buds. You can chop these by hand if you want, but we're going to go ahead and use a hand chopper just to make it go by a little bit faster. And you may need to cut these a little bit smaller just to fit on the teeth of your blades. Now they don't need to be perfect because we are going to be throwing these into a blender, but after all these are chopped up, we're going to saute them in a pan with some chili oil. Now I definitely recommend turning on all the fans or opening up some windows because it is very pungent and will definitely bring some tears to your eyes. But after your eyebrows are fully singed, we're going to place these in a blender with some hot sauce and a few spices, and then we're just going to blend it until it's smooth. And just for reference, this is the power of the lava sauce. After your sauce is done, we can go ahead and start submerging our chicken inside. But you want to be sure to wear protective equipment such as these rubber gloves just to make sure that you don't melt your hands off. Now we're almost done with our components. The last thing that we have to do is slice and toast our bread. So we're going to go ahead and grab a knife and very carefully slice some thick pieces. And in a pan, we're going to be sure to toast them with some butter. And I thought at first it was going to be hard to tell if they were toasted because the charcoal did change the color, but it was very easy to tell and they ended up toasting nicely. Now to build, we're going to place down 1 piece of bread, and then we're going to set our lava chicken on top. Afterwards, we're going to put on our fried cheese and some bread and butter pickles to add some acidity and some sweetness. Place on your top piece and slice down the middle to get a great cross section. And this cheese should have been oozing, but it did sit out just a little bit waiting for the chicken. But after all of our hard work, it is finally time for the taste test. All right, everybody, it is time to try our lava chicken sandwich. I really tried to make this as spicy but as flavorful as possible. And as you saw, we did have that mishap with the cheese, but overall it should still be good. I have my beautiful and amazing wife here to try it with us, so we're gonna go ahead and give it a try.
Okay.
It's a little thick with 3 C's, as you can see.
Thick and juicy.
Very juicy.
Ooh. I can taste that buffalo sauce. But the cheese melts really well in it.
Can't touch my eyes. Yeah, so buffalo sauce, I wouldn't say very spicy. It's got a good kick to it. It's also very flavorful. The acidity from it mixed with the bread and butter pickle, definitely delicious. Cheese, fantastic. The bread, I'd have to say, this is probably one of the best breads that I've ever made because because this bread is nice and fluffy. The bread that I've made in the past, they've been kind of dense, but this one, I don't know if I'm just gotten better as a chef or as a cook really, or even as a baker, just different recipes, I'm not sure. But this is very crunchy and it's got a lot of body to it. So overall, I definitely would say that this is I'll give it an 8 out of a 10 because the 2 points is because it is too big and I had to dishinge my jaw. So other than that, very delicious.
Looks like lava too.
Now, if you love Minecraft, chaos, and cooking in the kitchen, make sure you hit that like button and tell me if there's any other video game food dishes that you would like to see me bring to life. Until next time, stay spicy, stay blocky, and most importantly, stay saucy.